I just got my hands on a Fender Princeton Reverb ToneMaster, and I'm going to give it the full treatment today, right here on GearGasms. Big wheels, bone turning, carry me home to pump my kin. Hi everybody, welcome to GearGasms. I'm your host, Alan Barnes. Today we have the venerable Fender Princeton Reverb amp. But wait, it's the ToneMaster version of the Fender Princeton Reverb amp. And you're asking yourself, what is ToneMaster? Well, I'm going to tell you in just a second. But first, if you're new to the channel, I'd like to ask you to like and subscribe. This channel is kind of like single A baseball. If you can watch it all the way to the end, you might catch 2 or 3 minutes of competent playing. Celebrate mediocrity. This thing, ToneMaster, what is it? It's digital. It is a digital modeled version of the actual tube-based Fender Princeton Reverb. I have to first, before I do anything else, thank my great friends up at Earle Teat Music in Delmar, Delaware. Dean and Chris. Oh my goodness, they are so good to this channel. They let me take this thing home for a couple of days and share it with you all. The ToneMaster Princeton Reverb is actually based on the Princeton Reverb. They do not say whether it's based on the 65 or the 68. It's actually 50 watts of digital, which equates to 12 tube watts. It does have some step down attenuations all the way down to 3/4 of a watt. It is a super lightweight cabinet. I cannot tell you how light it is. I was so easily able to pick it up. A 10-inch specially voiced Jensen speaker with a ceramic magnet. Just a single volume, bass, treble. It has reverb. It also has tremolo with speed and intensity knobs. What looks to be an old school lamp on the front panel is actually a multicolor LED. 2 instrument inputs on the front. I have no idea what that's about. Maybe you could plug 2 things in there at the same time. Maybe that would sound awful. On the rear panel, there's an output power selector for full power and 5 attenuated settings. Again, all the way down to 3/4 of a watt. It has a balanced XLR line output with impulse response cabinet simulations. There are 2 of those. We won't be going over that in today's video. Sorry. A level control and a ground switch there as well. It has a USB port on the back for firmware upgrades. I'm not taking the foot switch out because it's not mine. I'm going to leave it in there. All it does is it turns the reverb off or the tremolo on or off. So without wasting any further time, let's jump into this. Starting it off with a clean D.
Hello?
This amp is so special to me, as are the people who loaned it to me, Earle Teat Music in Delmar, Delaware, that we're using not 1, not 2, but 3 cameras.
Nice.
What? It's gonna be hell when it comes time to edit and mix it, but whatevers. This is a nice amp. And you know me, full disclosure, I played this for a little while last night just to make sure this guitar was the right thing. Oh, so far, so good. And speaking of the guitar that's the right thing, this here, I don't know if the color is coming through. It's a Fender American Original Vintage, like a 65 Strat in shell pink.
Flex.
Oh, there's just treble and bass, like we said before. They're at 5.
I do not care.
Reverb is off. Is at, no, it's at a little bit, almost 2. Tremolo is off. Volume is just a little over 3. Now there's no master volume on this, so it gets louder as it goes along. And when I first saw the switchable wattages, I was like, that's ridiculous. This thing's 12 watts, 12 tube watts. But I understand now that as I went up to about 5, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be able to get into the dirty side of this without pulling the wattage down. Bridge pickup. I'll show you that reverb while we're here. I said we're just in front of 2. They did a really good job of modeling the Fender spring, which basically means you can use it up until about 3. After that is just complete stupidity. To wit. Let's hear 4. That's 4. 6. It has its place. You surf guys are probably all juiced up right now. 10.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
So while we're here, and we're still on the bridge pickup, let's do the tremolo. Now, this ain't gonna be no helicopter kind of hit zero, almost like a kill switch. You're not gonna be playing Boulevard of Broken Dreams with this tremolo, but
man,
it's decent. Now, really, in order to hear it, the intensity has to be about 5. Intensity is all the way up. How intense is it? Getting jittery, ain't we? We're at 5 on the speed. Oh my gosh, let's just do 10. This is max tremolo, 10 and 10. I'm sure it has its use. There's people that like that. Not one of them. All right, let's get back to the meat and tater. All right, you want to hear the tone? I heard you say that. Alan, you didn't show us the tone controls. Bass and treble. Do we really have to do this? I'll give you the D. Treble all the way up, D. Treble down to 1D. That's actually usable. Interesting. See? All right, so let's do the same thing with the bass. We'll give it a little bit of deep E. Way. That's at 10. That's musical too. Well, how about that? Dadgummit. We're gonna leave it at half though. Is that all right with y'all? Can we leave it at 5? Let's move on to these other pickups. I love that tone though, right there. Where you get that. Middle position. Oh, I know y'all hate me right now, right? What did I forget to do when we were in position 2?
come on!
Skinner test. A+. Mids. What's a good middle position song to test it with? Leave that in the comments. I always struggle for a middle song. What's a middle song like? Position 4. On to the neck. Oh, that's such a different beast, isn't it? Of course, it'll do chords too. Have I not been playing enough chords for you? How about some jazz chords? Okay, so that's kind of the range of volume at 3 with this guy. We're gonna go to 5 next. What? Yeah, I was about to say, come on now. This thing sure do twist a lot. Jesus Lord. All righty, now we're up to 5. We are up to 5. Bridge pickup, and we're just leaving everything else at nooned out. Again, reverb on 2. Yeah. It's a little louder. It's not overpowering. And I don't know if it's just me. I know the tone is changing, but I feel like I just want to play it more, a little louder. It's just so much more satisfying. Maybe it's that speaker body connection, you know, where I got the speaker, you know, pointing right at my clavicle. Let's hit it. This is a bridge pickup, peeps. There's almost a little bit of bite. Wondering how that Skinner shit sounds like now. Oh, that's got that stank.
Ooh, you suck.
Maybe it's a contra thing. Let me try something a little more musical. Come on, country gods, infuse me. Oh, did you hear that? Yeah, really, it sounds very alive in the way it's like interacting with my terrible playing. Maybe that is a 65 Princeton, who knows? It seems to go well with this 65 guitar and this 65 person. I'm not 65, I was born in 65. What the? Neck. All right, I'm curious to see what other kind of dirt we can get by cranking this thing up. That's dying, peeps. Now, I figured I could just go to 6 watts. Nope. I figured I could go to 3 watts. Nope. 1.5 watts. 1.5 watts. But we got it on 10, peeps. EQ's all still nooned. So yeah, it's got a little bit of bark. It's not so much like 5-finger death punch. It's more like a really small angry guy that can't fight real good. But it has its uses. He keeps the bullets busy so the rest of you and your friends can run. This is the bridge pickup. You kind of do punk rock on this.
Nice.
Oh, I should play it more punk rock. But yeah, you can get all those big. Oh, that is so satisfying too. You want to? I'd windmill, but you know, you know. All right, on to the position 2. Oh, listen to that gravel. That'll do. Jan Brady. Oh, can we find a song that's super plain for Jan Brady? I bet Jan Brady's a Rick Springfield fan. Peter was a friend. I'm putting her with Peter. Every time I get on this whole Brady Bunch thing, when I hit that, I need to find another middle child. Osmond. He's a middle child, and I know him. That position 4. It's got all that stank. Look, Mom, I'm hybrid picking like the cool kids. Neck. You know it's going to sing. Yeah, it just sounds so authoritative right there. All right, we're going to throw a Les Paul at this thing. All right, remember, talk then play. Talk then play. All right, now I've switched to the Gibson Les Paul. This is Les Paul Standard from 2016. It has the Burstbucker Pros in it. These are not super hot, like punch you in the face kind of pickups. They are like old school PAFs from the 50s, which I think is a good match for that. Because look, if the model of your pickup is named like Molten Lava or Nail Bomb, or if you have EMGs or any other kind of active pickup, you're the Princeton, nah, bro. And we're starting backwards. We're gonna go high gain all the way back the other way. Why? It's cool, number one, and number two, that's where I already was, and I'm lazy. Did you notice I played that wrong? Oh, I don't know. It's kind of woolly. Borderline fuzz, but I mean, it's very much that a slab of vintage. I would say that's probably correct. Never having heard a real Princeton in person in my life. Just going by what other YouTubers said. Now, I don't love this, but it'll do. Especially from you know, just some spanky leads. That's how them bar chords sound. This sweet mini concert was brought to you by the uncreative. I couldn't think of anything else to play, honestly. Let's just say, let's stay here for a second. I said I didn't love it. It's maybe a little wolfy for me. Let's turn down the bass a little bit and see what we get. Different guitars, you gotta change EQ. Can you imagine that? Maybe a little position. Yeah, farty. But you know, it's that neck. Or you could probably do some lead. Ah, my mustache is itching. Crabs. Ah. I live in Maryland, of course. I like that for them singles. Neck. Yeah, that's got a nice little woofiness to it. Let's just say we don't like all that 10. Let's take it down to 8. And right away, there's a kind of hush. There it is. That's it, baby. So again, you got this kind of humbucker pickup guitar. If I'd started on 10, I probably would have said, nah, brah. it doesn't sound good with humbuckers. And I would have moved on to the next amp. If I was in the store after just having played a Strat, said, oh, I love that, because I can't afford to buy an amp of much any kind of cost that can only be used with one kind of pickup. I just can't afford that, bro. But if you back it down to 8, that is nice. And I know why I'm playing it wrong. You get the pitch. All the cool kids say pitch. That's what you do. You just cut the frickin' end of words off. Pitch. Let's do the Stones thing again. All right, did I play single notes? I forgot. There's your single notes. Be happy you got that. You want single notes? Single notes is what you want. Is it single notes that get you there? Single notes, that's the neck pickup, peeps. Six, peeps. See, it's getting a lot more open. Middle position, we're still on 6. Oh man, did we do the neck? Just did that trick again, that turn the volume down trick. Speaking of turning the volume down, we're gonna go back to full power and see how this thing sounds clean, but it'll be short, I promise. Oh, 3 camera madness continues. We went to full power and we went to 4. We're still on the Les Paul, you can see. I'm sorry, if there's someone out there who can't see, we're still on Les Paul. You can hear that there's still a lot of articulation. We are on the bridge pickup. All right, so you get the gist. We're gonna do this. We're on the middle position. It's no longer Dan Brady, it is Merrill Osmond. Once he was the front man and then he got usurped. First by Donnie, then by Jimmy. You could warm it up a little bit, just with your tones. Neck. Still a lot of high-end information, which is due in part to these Burstbucker Pros. Let's break out those college chords. All right, so that's 4. We know 4 has a little bit more grease than 3, or does it? How clean can we get? Let's give it the Kansas test. Oh, it's too small.
That's what she said.
Guitar's a little out of tune. Yeah, I could Kansas. You could Kansas on this if you needed to. Just in case I didn't show you the neck. I didn't show you the neck. I got so lost in the Kansas bit. Well, we'll end it like we started it, with a clean D.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what did we learn today? We learned that the cleans on this Princeton Reverb are gorgeous, both with single coil and double coil pickups, and it leaves nothing on the table as compared to the real Princeton Reverb. Now, I've never played a real Princeton Reverb, but I thought I should say that because that sounds like the kind of things that YouTube people say. We also learned that when you get up into the high gain crunchy crunch, at least if you have people that live with you, they might appreciate it if you use the attenuation switches on the back. And as a bonus, what we didn't learn is how the direct out sounds with either one of the cabinet simulations, mainly because I know my audience and y'all aren't really into that, and if you are, you probably stumbled upon this video by mistake. As always, thanking my brothers up there, Chris and Dean at Earle Teat in Delmar, Delaware. Shop local, shop tax-free anytime you're in Delaware. As always, I thank you for the time that you spend with the channel. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. You got some smelly, embarrassing, moochy, always behind on their bills kind of friends. They're perfect for GearGasms. You can send them right here. And if they're always behind on their bills, that sounds like they're maybe financially irresponsible. And what's a more financially irresponsible way to spend your money than on GearGasms merch? Whatever you do in the next 7 days, don't tell Tommy Shaw about it. I just don't trust a grown man with bangs.
That's racist!
He looks like he would enjoy Ren fairs.
Busted.
Ren fair people are weird, even when they're not at Ren fairs.
It's Britney, bitch.
But play more guitar, watch less of this, and keep coming back here week after week for more GearGasms.